Well, hello there, and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk to you guys about confidence and confidence in a way when it comes to pivoting within career. So, many of you know my story. If you haven't, go to my homepage and check out some of my original videos when it comes to my faith driven life. And you'll see some of the videos talking about my story of being a slow fashion designer for 7 years, and then literally, God transitioning me from that, telling me to pause my business and starting within a whole nother career. And I took it on. I took it on wholeheartedly because I know when God calls you to something, it means it's important. It means that's part of your purpose and it's your entire reasoning for being on this earth, right? So it wasn't no debate, it wasn't no struggle, it wasn't even any back and forth. Once he said it needed to happen, I was like, let me set up the steps of making this happen and pausing my business so that I can complete the next era or role within my life, right? So I always have been a very confident person. My father is extremely confident. He's one of those individuals who can speak to anybody. He can get things done. Like he just always was very confident in his skills and the way of life. This very confident individual, and me seeing that, I was just like, wow, I love that. And I feel like I innately have the same things. I can communicate with anyone. I love being around people. I love seeing people elevate and reach their level of success that they're seeking to have. Like, I just love seeing people live in their fullness and in their excellence, right? So for me, I feel like I always had a strong voice. I always had confidence within. But when God shifts you, and takes you into a new environment, takes you into a new industry, takes you into a new space that you are unfamiliar with, there's a lot of uncertainty that comes with that. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm just like, oh, whoa. So I'm very used to the fashion world. I'm very used to, corporate America. Before I was in fashion, I was an executive recruiter in Washington, D.C. for 7 years. So I did that for 7 years after college. And then I started as a slow fashion designer, owning my own slow fashion business for the next 7 years after that, which takes us up to 2024. And then literally February of last year, God was like, I need you to pause this business because I need you in another area, right? I need you more so in another area now. And I was just like, okay, all right. And, I was already, he took me through this whole thing where I was discovering myself and deepening my relationship within him even more and becoming more confident and anchored in who he's called me to be. So like from 2023 to 2024, I was already really growing deeper with him in my spiritual relationship with him. And as I was doing that, that's what brought me to this point of him being like, okay, now pause the business, right? And then once I paused the business, I was just like, all right, now what? What do you want me to do? And it was a waiting season for about 4 or so months where I was just like reading the Bible, praying to him, fasting, just trying to see the different areas that he wanted to refine me and letting that refinement process and that sanctification and edification, that edifying process, just allowing that to happen. And I've started to do so many different things that he wanted me to do in regards to faith driven things within my community and ministry work and all of those things. And it was within that self discovery and exploration that he was like, listen, I know that you're a very confident person. I love this part about you. I love this part that I made about you. I want to use that in a different way now. I want to use your education and your expertise and your confidence and all the things that you've built up into this point, all the ways that you were making women confident with fashion design and helping them on the exterior and how to represent themselves and show up in this world. I want to take that, but instead of the exterior, now let's do it internally. Now let's talk to them about their soul care. Now let's talk to them about their mental health, of where they get their confidence from and where they get their value from and how to build that in regards to the different things that are going on there in their lives, and how to help them become more confident in the different ways that they are living, more confident in how they see themselves, more confident in their self-worth, more confident in their value, more confident in how they show up at work, more confident with speaking, more confident with speaking in front of groups and people and audiences, right? All the things that you've been doing over all of these, 14, 15 years, all the years of experience that you have in these different capacities, I want to put that together so that you can help other women in this specific way. Because what I've come to find, even outside of fashion, even while I was an executive recruiter, it doesn't matter where I am in life, women have low self-esteem in a variety of different ways that impacts the way that they show up at work, in their relationships, in every different way of life, right? And it's hindering them from progress. It's hindering them from growth. It's hindering them from reaching the excellence that I was talking to you about, that I want to see everybody live within. Like, it's hindering them from reaching those goals. And when you remove those obstacles, when you remove that mind frame or reframe that mind frame for them to think properly about themselves, think properly about their goals, think properly about the value that they bring to each situation, they show up different. They show up more full. They show up knowing and anchored in who they are. So he shifted me from being a slow fashion designer. He put me through this waiting season, and then he helped me do more self discovery in regards to this whole new career that I never looked into ever before, which was coaching. When you're a coach, that means you have expertise within a specific lane of how you want to help other people with that expertise that you have, right? So for me, I have a lot of expertise when it comes to creating a small business, being an entrepreneur, public speaking. And I also have a lot of expertise when it comes to building confidence and having frameworks and processes and systems of how to understand your value and bring your value to other individuals, and how to talk about it, right? Storytelling, speaking about your values, speaking about your experience, speaking about your story. Like, all of these things are embedded within confidence. I have a lot of leadership skills because I've been a small business owner for 7 years. And prior to that, I was leading teams as an executive recruiter. So it's like, I understand what it means to be in leadership and how to lead and work with different personalities and conflict and, needing to scale and all of the different revenue and profits that you want to hit. And I understand all of these worlds. So I'm bringing all of this experience to my clients and to women, and making them feel like the most excellent, confident, bold, like faith-driven leaders, like that we're called to be within the marketplace, within the workspace, or having our own business. So I literally went from being this super confident woman who just, knew like the back of her hand in regards to talking about small business, talking about entrepreneurship, leadership, and talking about all those things on the fashion end and just business end, right? To stepping into this unknown world and kind of losing my confidence because I didn't know my voice within this space, to now doing quantum leaps and knowing the way I want to use my voice and the story and the experience that I bring to this side of things. So I literally rebuilt, or God help me rebuild, my confidence in this particular new area. And I'm helping women just go even harder and even more in regards to realizing their own voice, their own confidence, and seeing that, especially for women who are like pivoting in different industries and different workspaces and going out on their own and starting their own business. Like, the experience and expertise that I have really help women in that capacity as well. So I wanted to create this video to just say, anyone who is needing to, just anchor down and knowing their value, their self-worth, their voice, their expertise and all of that, I am definitely here to help you within that end. I've gone through it. I went through it. I've excelled in it. And I just want to give you all of the gems that I've been given so that it can help you flourish and thrive within this next season in your life. So I hope today's video of me sharing my own personal experience with you helps to motivate you in looking into the areas where you feel like you're lacking in confidence, and then really dive into how you can implement new ways of increasing that confidence. And if you need help, check out my website. I am definitely here to help you.